យើងខ្ញុំប្រកាសណាសូមក្រាបថ្វាយបង្គំព្រះពុទ្ធព្រះធម៌ព្រះសង្ឃជាទីសក្ការៈសូមគោរពជំរាបសួរអាយដាមប្រធានសាស្ត្រាចារ្យបណ្ឌិតដាំឆាត់រីអគ្គស្ថាបនិកអគ្គមេបញ្ជាការឧត្តមក្រុមប្រឹក្សាខ្មែរជួយខ្មែររបស់ជាតិជាទីគោរពដ៏ខ្ពង់ខ្ពស់និងសូមជម្រាបសួរបងប្អូនខ្មែរទូទាំងសកលលោកនេះជាកម្មវិធីទស្សនៈស្ត្រីលើកទី26ថ្ងៃនេះយើងមានប្រធានបទស្ដីអំពីអនាគតកូនខ្មែរក្រោមការដឹកនាំរបស់ឯកឧត្តមសាស្ត្រាចារ្យបណ្ឌិតដាំឆាត់រីយើងខ្ញុំសូមបកស្រាយជាភាសាអង់គ្លេសមិនដូចតទៅ Good evening and welcome back to Supreme Council of Khmer Help Khmer for Rescue Khmer Lady Viewpoint, our number 26 show. And now I would like to introduce our panelists this evening. Right now we have Mr. Tevy. She is our special guest. And of course we have Mrs. Chhyna Chan and Mrs. Kalyan Nou. And my name is Chhovy. I am your host tonight. Welcome back, ladies.
Thank you, Bong.
Thank you, Bong. Nice to be back.
Yes. Our last show, number 25, covered Khmer Republic, geopolitics, geo-commerce, geo-economy in ASEAN. Tonight's topic is about the future of our children. And the title of tonight's show is The Future of Khmer Children under His Excellency Professor Dr. Ray Sidam leadership. Before we start our show tonight, we will have a short video to share with our audience. Bong Mani, please play the radio. Thank you, Bong. Ladies and gentlemen, this video is very painful and very sad to see such evil happening. And what they are doing to innocent children, most of them all underage. On Kalyan, on Chhyna, please share your thought. But first, I would like to hear from our special guest this evening. Before we give the mic to her, I would like to provide information about this young political phenomenon that is 11 years old now. As we always said in our Khmer saying, the Biangsnong say, her inspiring political skill has many followers on our YouTube channel. She holds first place every semester in her grade 4 the last 3 or 4 years. We are so proud of her again on this show. Khmer Tevy, welcome back. And also we would like to inform our audience that we had to keep Khmer Tevy, her camera close due to her safety. And now please tell us, Khmer Tevy, can you tell us what you have been doing in the last several months, especially, during the COVID-19? Did your family react to this? How is your family react to this pandemic, Khmer Tevy?
I am very honored to be invited to come again, Chhovy. Yes, it has been a long time and I have been busy with my school. As I am very concerned with how I am doing in school. As Namin said, I hold first place in my class and I am very proud of it. It is very hard work, a lot of homework every day, plus my father gave me an extra curriculum to read. This does not take me away from following the Supreme Council of Khmer Help Khmer live show every Saturday and Sunday. Regarding the pandemic, our family took the virus very seriously. I guess that was the reason our family stay healthy. My father is a very serious and disciplined person. He kept a very strict house rule. When I heard that the Supreme Council of Khmer Help Khmer laid this viewpoint next topic of Tompiasno Resai, and I am being invited for this topic, I just jumped for joy. You do not know how excited to be here today, Namin. It is great to be back. Thank you.
Wow, you are not short of word at all. Just one short question. You can go on and on. Khmer, I am so proud of you, my dear. Again, welcome back and thank you. And on Chhyna, you all an educator by trade. I would like to lead this off by sharing your opening thought on.
Well, thank you, Bong Chovy. First of all, I would like to add my comment to the video we just saw earlier. Yes, as an educator, I just can't fathom how these young children are underprivileged and don't have an equal opportunity to be in the prestigious school as the rich kids does, right, or do. But when the new Khmer Republic soon come to govern the country, fortunately, under the reform of Dr. Raisi Dam, you know, we are going to have, we're definitely going to have the same privilege and equal opportunity to have the same education in the public school with special school amenities, just like all the rich kids under the Hun Sen regime Bong. And yes, Bong Chovy, Tevy has shown quite a bit maturity, Bong. Like I said earlier before we start the show, right? Since the last she came to our show. Her English seems to be a lot more fluent than before, even though last time she was quite good. And I wish we have more of Kon Khmer like her. And then our next generation depends on, you know, so much on them. We cannot have a weak and ill-advised young generations rebuilding the dysfunctional country that we are witnessing right now, right? Mm-hmm. So Hun Sen and his crony have done a very good job, I want to say that, in poisoning the younger generation in every which way possible. They have created a major inequality in society. And I hope by having the Tevy on our show tonight, Bong Chovy, Bong Kalyan, will encourage other young ladies out there to wake up. And all we, you know, must do right now is to send out a positive message to other young ladies out there to do the same as Tevy. Plus, Bong, we as CKHK Khmer Ladies Viewpoint will start tonight with this message. No one loves more Khmer than Khmer ourselves. Do not embrace Western culture or foreign culture. We have a rich culture that dated back to thousands of years ago. Bong Chovy?
That is correct, On Chhyna. How about you, On Kalyan? What is your feeling about what On Chhyna just said? What is your thought on this video, On Kalyan?
Sure, Bong. First, I would like to welcome Khmoy Tevy back to our show. And I am very happy, Khmoy, to hear that you are doing an excellent job in school. So we are very happy and very proud of you, Khmoy. And, you know, Bong, you know, I would like to refer to what Khmoy Tevy said that touches me first. She said that my father is a very serious and disciplined person. You know, this is what a foundation of a family is built on, Bong. Serious and disciplined. This is what we need to rebuild our nation. You know what, ladies, Singapore had a very serious and disciplined leader, the late former Prime Minister, Mr. Lee Kuan Yew, which we do have, and also better, even better, no one else than His Excellency Professor Dr. Raisi Dam. And in regarding to the video, you know, this is very, very painful, as usual, to see such thing, you know, like the blood brick that we saw earlier. Mm-hmm. The worst of it is that they use bonded labor to trap the family, as well as we all seen on the video, you know, the man and the lady. When the parents cannot work, they use the children to do those work. And under the new Khmer Republic government, there will be no more pain, suffering, slavery labor, or child labor on our land, Bong. And I am going to say this slowly and very proudly. Luc Patien is the first Asian to hold the most influential position on this planet due to his controls of the world wealth. And you know what, also, per the ASEAN Post dated back in 2017, 26 projects with 7,325 units were completed, and 54 projects providing 27,021 units were completed also between 2018 to 2021. And you know, they used the whole family, including the children, to make those bricks and use those bricks to build those condos, Bong, Chhyna. See how painful it is. It's very sad, as you've seen on the video, those children, how the living condition. Yes. This is very heartbreaking.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Heartbreaking, yes.
You know, and this is about 34,346 condo units at 80 locations around, the country that are subject to review and confiscated for national emergency use under the new Khmer Republic government. Bong.
Well, you know what, Bong, I wanted to add addition to what you just said, that the link that bondage and child labor, as stated, the parents need their children to help them work as a slave labor to pay off the debt that their employer pay off their micro lending. Bong. This must stop. We cannot let our children's future burn down into flame like this. We as Khmer Nation do not have the respectable family's value anymore, because when Sen breaks up our family with financial hardship and poison our kids with illegal drugs and prostitution, Mom.
Well, thank you, lady. And now I would like to get Khmoy Tevy comment on this, because she witnessed firsthand in Cambodia. Hold on. Khmoy Tevy, have you seen many children wandering the street and not going to school? I mean, referring the children that are supposed to be in school. Why do you think they are not in school, Khmoy?
Thank you, Chhovy, for asking this question. There are a number of reasons why these children are not in school, mainly because of economic reasons. These children are from very poor families that are not able to earn more than $5 per day. I am very fortunate to have my parents that are able to support me in going to school, but my parents are still struggling as well. And this government is doing very little to improve their life.
Thank you, Khmoy. I know everyone is very upset here after the video, but let's look at the positive side. What can we do to pull and put our children future on the right track so we could be on our road to prosperity?
Well, Bong, Cambodia does not seem to understand the meaning of what is important in developing the nation's future. They do not have any sustainable programs like the youth development, but they have the proverbs, the Tampang Snang Rasai, and in the direct translation would be bamboo shoot, successor of the bamboo, and also means the future generations, Bong. And, they may have it in theory, but absolutely nothing executing.
Bong Kalyan is absolutely correct, Bong Chovy. No concrete implementations of youth development program exist. Cambodia probably has the most dysfunctional kids on the street than any nations in ASEAN. We provided this statistic before in one of our programs, but I'm going to bring it up again so we all registered. Only the rich could afford education. Higher education remains far beyond the rich of most rural area. Let me share this number again. Female youth, the gross enrollment rate in tertiary education among youth aged between 18 and 22 is about 20%. And then the poor household, 2.6%, adult women, 3.3 to 17.4%. This means if you are poor, good luck. These figures are far below the norm in the first world educations. I'm very upset every time I read out the figures, ladies. Let's do something about this. Now I am all about making Khmer great again, Bongsai, and we must start with the poor, and that's what they need it the most. And I'm talking about the 3 million farmers' families.
I can feel your pain on. I am very burnt up too with this, figure that you just read out on stage. Yeah.
Bong Chovy, I know you feel my pain, but each of us, we have different pains, different measure of pain. With this being said, I am mad that our future generations is slowly degrading into less than human in the rural area. Only the elite families are enjoying life. especially when we all witnessed the wedding of Deputy Prime Minister Chia Zapata, granddaughter married to one of the wealthiest real estate developers. They even assaulted the poor with their European Monaco type love story video of their wedding's proposal the other day on a remote island, which we would see the Hollywood movie show like the Fantasy Island movie, but I would never thought this is, a reality thing.
Yes,
So,
and you ladies remember the Fantasy Island show? I used to love that show so much.
gosh,
a remake
you
too. Yes.
You and I both, Mom.
Yeah, it is a fantasy island. It's a fantasy, not
They have a new
reality.
episode. Yeah, they have a new series that comes. I think
It was daily back then.
Yeah.
Ironically, that wedding venue is in the heart of the slum.
Yes.
In Phnom Penh, but their compound is on the fantasy island.
Okay, so ladies, so now let's get ourselves burned, don't get ourselves burned up with this evil acts of this bloodsucker leech. We are the organization of solution. Let's focus on providing solution to our people. On Kalyan, let's hear this from you. But just 1 minute, I am going to let On Chhyna cool off first. I want to hear from Khmui Tevy on this Hollywood style Khmui Srai wedding in Cambodia first. Khmui Tevy.
I do not know much about weddings, but from seeing through Facebook, I was very disappointed to see such a big gap in society in our country. As I said, many children cannot even afford to go to school.
Well, thank you, Khmui Tevy, for your input. Now on Kalyan. Sorry.
Well, thank you all. Yeah, I am too upset to see such lavish wedding while our Khmer children they don't get 3 meals a day, those children, that live in the rural area. Yeah. Even Khmui Tevy, she could see the difference here, between the gap between the rich and the poor. And I'm sure that Tevy, she's pretty disappointed too, because 85% of our Khmer are suffering and living in poverty. They really, really insulted Khmer. But you are right, Bong. We are here. We are an organization of solutions, and we are here to provide solutions. We do not just say it. We are, as CKHK, Khmer Ladies Viewpoint, principle is action, just like our Lopatian. Bong, we, under the leadership of His Excellency Professor Dr. Ray Dam, have a constructive plan of action to bring Khmer out of poverty with the best education that money could buy, ladies. And our principle is very simple. We are not going to reinvent a new wheel of education. We are just going to implement what has already proven successful in the leading developed country like the United States, the United Kingdom, and the European Union. Plus, Japan and Singapore also have a very good disciplined education culture that we should adapt, to advance our education system into the next millennium.
That is very correct on Kalyan. I totally agree with you. We must strive to be the best in the next few years, every sector. Without retooling, our education system and empowering our youth, we will not be successful on.
That is true, Bang Kalyan. What Bang Chhovy, what Bang Kalyan just said earlier, we have a very an extensive gap, and we, the Supreme Council of Khmer, under Khmer Republic and under Lopatian, we are going to bridge that gap. Well, we are going to go in and actually, we're going to inject for a second. And then I have noticed that the desire and the flame of the youth are very strong. They want to learn just, like wanting to have candy in their mouth long, their jaw drop wide open, eager to soak up the new knowledge. But we must do it systematically in a proper way to have a solid educational foundation to last many generations to come. Long.
Yeah, I agree with you. Please continue.
Well, thank you, Bong Chhovy, for agreeing with me. First, we must have a Head Start program for the young children to prepare them to join the school system, and we must have PYD. What PYD is a positive youth development. In America, we call it the PYD program. Well, this PYD program is to connect youth groups to positive experience. Program should include the following principle. The PYD, positive youth development, has 8 principles, and I'm going to call them, I'm going to tell you what the 8 are. The PYD International, one is the PYD International process. It is about being proactive to promote protective factors in young people. And then 2, the PYD complement effort to prevent risky behaviors and attitudes in youth and support efforts that work to address negative behavior. And then 3, PYD acknowledges and further develops or strengthen youth asset. All youth have the capacity for growth and development. And then 4, PYD enable youth to thrive and flourish and prepares them for a healthy, happy, and safe adulthood. 5, PYD involve youth as active agents. Youth are issued and encouraged the participant in desired delivery and evaluations of the services. Adults and youth work in partnership. And then 6, PYD instill leadership quality in youth, but youth is required to lead. Youth can attend, actively participate, contribute, and or lead through PYD activity. Number 7, PYD involved in civic involvement and civic engagement. Youth contribute to their school as broader community through service. And then last, PYD involved in engages every element of community, like school, homes, community members, and others, what have you. Young people, family members, and community partners are valued through this process. PYD is an investment that the community make in young people. Youth and adult work together to frame the solution. Learn more about engaging youth as active participants and partners. Chhovy.
Well, thank you, Chhyna. What you just laid out is a remarkable principle and structure to groom our youth. Okay. For those of me, thank you again, Chhyna. Okay, Kalyan, I understand that you have discussed, this topic with Pich about the future of our youth. After all, he going to be the Prime Minister of the new Khmer Republic. I'm so excited. I cannot wait.
I guess we all Chhovy.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Anyway, what is your thought about this on? But I want Tevy to input first before you give me an answer. Tevy.
Thank you, Namin, for thinking of me. It is important that we should have programs to implement, to engage with the youth and society. But I strongly think that parents must play a major role with the youth, not just the system. Both of my parents care for my study and they are involved with my study every day. They are my role model, I mean.
Yes, I do agree with Tevy. Tevy is correct. Parents must be part of the youth when they are growing up. As we all are aware that Luk Pratin and Luk Bong Sorapet are very serious about education, and they could not get to where they're at right now without a solid foundation from their parents. Both hold PhD degrees, and Luk Pratin alone has 6 PhD degrees. This is such a remarkable accomplishment by one person. And when I informed Luk Bong about our number 26 topic, the future of Khmer children under His Excellency Professor Dr. Ray C. Dam leadership, Luk Bong provided me with about 17 pages of notes to support this show. So thank you, Luk Bong. And I assure you both that both our leaders are very committed to providing quality education and prosperity for the next generations to come, Bong.
Great, thank you.
Thank you, Bong. Kalyan, I'm so glad that we are able to bring out this topic so the world, especially Cambodian, Khmer can hear it. You know, as an educator, Bong, one PhD is very hard to achieve already, but, you know, imagine 6 PhD degrees and all from elite school that have high reputation is such an astonishing accomplishment. Bong, I do not know how Luc Patin did it. Only, you know, he know how he could do it, because this is such a, like I said, an astronomical work. And I'm always say something that's majestic is astronomical to me. That is why is, you know, he is the sole heir to the global combined collateral asset holder and the Grand Master commitment holders, Bong.
Yes, I agree, Chhyna. And you know what? Reputation is very important. Professor Dr. Racy Dam certainly holds the highest reputation in the world to hold this kind of prestige since 1995 and hold his office with honor. And what I'm getting at is, you know, in order for you to have a good breed of Tampang Snautasay, which is in English is bamboo shoot or the future generations, you must have a good breeder. And Luc Patin certainly is the best role model that any world leaders want to be. You know, they just want to be like him. Which are, you know, he's powerful, he's educated, he is very influential, and he is very moral compass.
Well, thank you, On Kalyan. On Chhyna, Kalyan just described, you know, Luc Patin quality in reference to the Bang Song recite.
Well, Bong, Chhovy, this monster Hun Sen has created a dysfunctional society for the last 40 years. It is very difficult to correct this dysfunctional culture, as we all witness that all kinds of ill event happen, from family members raping younger males, raping elderly grandma, and romance inside the Holy Temple. You know, but I'm very hopeful that this will be corrected or rectified when the new Khmer Republic takes control of the country and inject the purity of real Buddhism into the society again. With Luc Patin's power of Lord Buddha to this, as said, Chhovy mentioned, Bong Kalyan, of course, Chhovy too mentioned that the Bang Snautasay is one of the many ancient Khmer proverbs that Khmer ancestor in the past created to educate the children to follow the path of good dharma, the dignity and prosperity for daily life. The word Bang Snautasay metaphorically means that the elder refers to the younger generation as Tampang, and is say refer to the elderly or elders. Again, Luc Patin is perfect, and he is the epitome on the only, you know, the only one that is the best role model for our Tampang to be Snautasay. Yeah.
You know, this is the perfect reference to the 8th principle that On Chhyna just mentioned earlier. Yes.
Yes, you know, Bong, you know, Tampang and Rasay needs to rely on communication with each other. And if Rasay grows well, then Tampang can also grow well according to the bamboo comparison, Bong. And per Cambodian elders focus on the succession or continuation of the older generations' work. And in this sense of or meaning, Luc Patin has done extremely, extremely well. You know, better than any king or queen in the world, yes. Better than presidents of any country in the world, yes. And any prime minister of any countries in the world, yes.
Well, definitely, yes. All three.
Our ancestor created this slogan to inspire our children to allow the next generation to take turns leading society and doing other things with the elders as teachers and advisors. This relies communication with each other. As you can see, Luc Phusorpet and Luc Patin are a very good example of a communicators and definitely an excellent role model for the bamboo groves well under their leadership. Bong.
Chhyna, send you all on this path of this elderly teaching. Has our elderly teaching got tainted on?
Bong, good question. I never thought of this before, but you know, I must say, it's probably been affected. As a matter of fact, our elders are affected by many civil wars from one era to another, which had a severe impact during the Democratic Kampuchea regime and has had a devastating effect on our bamboo, the elders. You know, even Hun Sen's regime himself played a major role in the annihilations of our culture by the silent hand of the Vietnamese master. But we have a rebuilding to do now. We have Luc Patin to lift us up from the ash and reform what was left and start, you know, going back to the old civilization again. Well, thank you.
Why did you say ash? Hun Sen claimed that he brought peacetime to the country.
Yeah, really? Okay, well, are you trying to get me to burn up? You know, every time we talk about Hun Sen, I get really, I get really perturbed, you know, about this
to be
going on, right? The result
Chhyna,
of corruption.
You gotta calm down we have to finish our show, okay?
So, you know, we love our country and you know, it's just something that we want to send a message to all these Kon Khmer to understand what Hun Sen has been doing. He's, you know, he's in corruptions, bribery, and especially education. Such a bribery, you know, everybody bribing teachers in school today are killing our youth growth because of bribery, Mong. I mean, we are the bottom of ASEAN in every category. What kind of word is he saying? I'm lost. Our people are running off to Thailand to find jobs in a million. For example, some students go to school every day. They pay money to the teacher to make grades. You know, even young children have been exposed to corruption since elementary school. This is what they call the future of the nation. They start to rot from a young age, Bong. The Tampang already has a problem. Their outer skin already got rotten. What do you think about the social environment, such as associating with friends, drug, and etc.? What this one said, the Tampang's not to say, and the future, and this the Tampang's not will be charged in the government, Bong.
Okay, Chhyna, Bong, you know, let me jump in before Chhyna blows up here, okay? Please let me jump in here. You know, I'm very, you know, ladies, I'm very positive that the nepotism regime will be gone soon, just like the Sri Lanka government. You know, per social researchers that have stated that Rasai, which refer to the elder or elderly, is a source of fertility that helps and support the Tampang, Rasai, or the youth, you know, of the next generation, you know, and we will provide experiences, education, general knowledge, skill training, moral education, and so forth. You know, as we all said, regardless of what this corrupted regime might have done to Kon Khmer, our people are still resilient to bounce back. And we have proven evidence already. Our SCKHK, the Khmer Ladies Viewpoint, had recruited hundreds of youth called Chau Chau Rebon Luk Ta Thong. You know, they are waiting to embark on a learning journey to change their lives, ladies. You know, I could see in their flame of life in their eyes that they are ready to learn. And all they need is the opportunity to prove that they are worthy as the elite children in Cambodia.
Wow, this is very touching, On Kalyan. When you said you can like see the flame that life, you know, in their eyes and ready to learn. Thank you, On. And On Chhyna, what did you think about this statement?
Well, you know, Kalyan was very well said coming out from her. Is very strong that everybody needs to know, and it's a dire that everybody needs to know what's going on and what's happening in Cambodia. Especially these young children are very eager to step up and prove to the world that they are worthy as well, you know, and I'm very heartbroken, just like Kalyan and you, to see such a flame of desire coming from them, because you know, I have I'm a 4-year-old granddaughter as well, and I know how young these children are, especially you know, thriving for success, and we can't let them down when our regime take over, you know.
Yeah. Lady, as we all know, some young people have graduated, you know, but cannot find a job because of the lack of support from this, from the elderly, you call that receive. Each year, the statistic is like, you know, 60,000 graduate with a few opportunity to land a decent job. So they could, you know, feed themselves and have a normal life. What is your thought on this? Any solution or recommendation? Lady, anybody?
Well, Bong, you know, let me answer this. You know, Bong, you know, there is always a solution to everything as long as we have a desire to do so. You know, Lokpatian desire is very strong in rebuilding our nation to be strong again. The former Prime Minister of Singapore, Mr. Lee Kuan Yew, said the most important asset of a nation is the value of the people and the level of the educated people and the skill to perform the task. This is very true, as you know, we all in, you know, it's the same as the in the business world, excuse me. It's the same as in the business world. And the nation is no different. The more educated the people are, the more advanced the country will be.
Exactly.
And to achieve this, ladies, you know, the elders known as the bamboo must be strong to be the role models. If our young people do not have a high level of education, it would be difficult to bring quality jobs or even to compete in the region. And this will present a challenge with a very high unemployment rate.
You know, today we all in Industrial Revolution 4.0 or more, the labor market will be opening beyond the border. What do we need, you know, to do to capture this best job for our people?
You know, Chhovy, good question. This is a very, very good question that you brought up here. The ASEAN region has more than 600 million people, and Cambodia seems to be, you know, not as competitive position as, you know, the rest of, you know, the world due to lack of vision and, you know, plain blatant from Hun Sen and his crony. When the resources or the people in those 10 country ASEAN are integrated, all will become the people of the region. Local people must be within a standard that people can work in the region to respond to the idea of one community, one vision, and one destiny. Bong.
Chhyna, you know, when the integration takes place, I do not think that our people will be positioned to grab the premium jobs like the high tech or the high value manufacturing. But, you know, I'm very, very certain when the new Khmer Republic takes over the country, His Excellency Professor Dr. Ray Sidam will be bringing the jobs to Cambodia, and not just any jobs. It will be high value manufacturing, development, or even project. How? Well, let me remind everyone here. Lokpatian has one of his companies in the Middle East established since 1978, and it is currently developing an industrial complex in Congo in Africa.
Wow. How about the engagement with the country and the people of the region?
Bong Chhovy, there will be some adjustment phases from both sides of the engagement. Yes, we now see the economic gap, the knowledge gap between the 10 countries, but the leaders or the government of the 10 countries will have to find solutions to overcome this minor adjustment. As Bong Kalyan had mentioned a second ago, Lokpatian will be bringing manufacturers and high-value manufacturing to Cambodia. This means we will be in the leverage positions in the engagement, unlike, you know, Hun Sen's regime. Bong.
Okay, let's turn our attention to what it be like when the new Khmer Republic take over the government. On Chhyna, send you an educator. This is your alley, On.
I'm not too sure if this is my alley of experience, but I will try my best, okay? Our youngster will be the future of the nation. We must return to the old principle of our culture. We are talking about paying attention to artistic works, which are the soul, the identity, and the prestige, and the pride of the nation. It is the pillars of the nation as well. I am referring to the culture like arts, music, and classical dance, of the rich history that we have seen engraving on the wall of Angkor Wat and other temples around the country, even in Thai territory, Bong.
Yeah.
Yes, Mong Chhovy and Chhyna, returning to the old principle of culture is a must. But first we must at the same time, the youth who are the nation's pillar must also have a significant basic knowledge besides, just our culture. And the other knowledge that the young people must have are the knowledge of politics and the economy as well. Young people need to have a culture knowledge to know themselves and not to be mistaken with foreign cultures. And so please be proud that my culture is the oldest culture in the region. Again, do not confuse it with the foreigner culture, okay? Young people?
Definitely not, Bong.
Yeah. Okay, can you, one of you lady, can you please explain why politics and economy must be educated for youngster?
Well, Bong, let me cover this question if you don't mind, Bong Kalyan. Thank you. Well, politics focus on the relationship between the people and the government, the law, social progress, social stability, and people's participations in the nation building with the government. If young people who do not understand politics will become, tools of politicians, and they will not be able to serve as pillars of the nation. On the other hand, economic is the study of how to afford to use the resources that are produced to create services to meet the needs of people. The economy is also one of the strengths of, building the nation. Therefore, the youth who are the nation's pillar must have economic knowledge. Well, they are wise in using money, family resources as well as society.
Well said, Owen. Because though our youth are the pillars of the nation.
Thank you, as well. As we all know that our nation is growing nation, the majority of our population is youth. What kind of the society should we be expecting since the genocide has destroyed our true Khmer value already, Owen?
Bong, we must return to the basic principle that Khmer were built on our rich cultures. In other words, a prosperous society is a society with vital human resources. That is human resources with high education, deep thinking, high creativity, good citizenship, Bong. And that's, we practiced it during the Angkor era. And right now, this devil regime promoted corruption all around from the time our children enroll in first grade or even in kindergarten. And to correct this, we must establish the following 6 principles, Bong. 1 is self-development. It's the first step before contributing to the development of society. And 2, increased self-knowledge is to learn and to find more knowledge in addition to learn in school. 3, moral compass, abide by the law set by the state, have good principle of integrity, participation in solving social problems, and do not commit corruptions. And 4, cultivate a patriotism mindset. 5, volunteering to help society. 6, express personal views to contribute opinion and idea with dignity, Bong.
Youth is the pillar of the nation, the new generation that mature in each area. Chhyna, what kind of leadership should our youth be on?
Well, during that time of war, Bong, young people are forced to join the army without going to school. And now we are in the rebuilding era under Loputian leadership. Our youth shall be adapted to the following characteristic. Here are the 7 characteristics, Bong. 1 is visionary person. 2 is leadership. 3 is common sense. 4, influential. 5, intelligence. 6, solidarity. And then 7, morality.
Yeah, what is needed for development is a transition toward progress for this next generation, Kalyan.
Well, Bong, developing a country depends on education because education is the building of human resources. that requires for educational ideas, Bong. And here are the 3 types of training that, we are essential to develop the human resources bank, Bong. Cognitive training, psychological, mental training, and 3 training of talents and achievement, Bong.
Thank you, On. Now let's look at where the other nation in the region doing with their education program. On Chhyna, can you share with us, about other country? How about just ASEAN only, On? For start.
Okay, well, I'm going to share only Thailand and Singapore. Singapore is the leader in ASEAN for just a short period of time, and Thailand shares a very much similar culture as we are. I thought these 2 should be a good choice for comparison and contrast, or for the discussion. Singapore, with its 5.6 million people and have multiple ethnic groups able to strive to be the best, the nation's birth in 1965. And after 52 years, they have achieved in every category. While Thailand, on the other hand, is a country that has not been in the region since World War II, have not made as much progress as they claim to be. The rural areas still have challenges due to the culture that they hold. So shares very similar to Cambodia, the culture of impunity. However, a great number of people have made great strides for prosperity, but still a big gap between the upper class and lower class. Well, this is due to, like we said, the lack of education for the lower class. Here are the statistics, and let me read this out, Mo, so everybody can grasp it. Singapore, 74% of those over 25 years old had at least a high school degree. And then in Thailand, in the whole kingdom of 43.3% of the population received 4 years of education. 90.8% had completed the primary program, 74.2% the lower secondary, and 47.4% had completed the general and vocational upper secondary programs, Bong. And for Cambodia, here is the data, which I hate to talk about it. Secondary education shows high inequalities across gender, a total net enrollment rate of only 27.7% in 2014. And then higher educations remain far beyond the reach of most rural and female youth. The gross enrollment rate in tertiary education among youth aged between 18 and 22 has improved significantly over the last 10 years, from 4.9 to 20%, including among the poorest household from 0.2 to 2.6%, and women, 3.3 to 17.4%. This data printed on ASEAN Post dated January the 4th, 2020, and which shows that the school system under that devil, Hun Sen, fell miserably. I mean, miserably.
Well, thank you, On Chhyna. That's a lot of information. Thank you. Okay, On Kalyan.
Chhyna, I am not surprised at all. Under this evil regime, it is a big gap between the rich and the poor. We all have seen on Facebook, of course. The country has more potholes than my num group pot on the street.
Yeah, I know your
yeah, I know my pot very well, and there's more pot.
Yeah, you showed us the other day, Bong Kalyan.
Yeah.
And when the rainy season comes, everything floods. And there are so many Rolls Royce driven, on the dirty street of Phnom Penh. And, they are showing off, and they probably competing with each other. I guess, competing with each other, that's what makes them thrill. But, ladies, let's not get carried away with this. And I am coming back to education. Those who could not afford education for their kids are thriving to soak up the knowledge. It is an evidence that my children are doing debates and presentation, even in English language. They're very smart.
Yeah. Anyway, On Kalyan, you said afford it. What do you mean? The public school require money to attend on?
Well, the public school is free, but some families still cannot afford to send their kids to school because of the cost of living, like books and school materials and uniforms, The data that Chhyna read out earlier, it is a true number, Bong. The majority of our people are making less than, $5 or less per day. And there are 13,597 public schools throughout the country. And most of them are falling apart, Bong, as we've seen on the video and even on Facebook. Back in 2018, the Ministry of Education has 120,000 staffs. Okay, 120,000 staffs. Cambodia has 16 public universities out of 13,597 public schools. Total student enrolled is 3.2 million. Female 1.6 million, and 1.6 million go to the males. And on the other hand, according to the Minister of Education, Youth and Sports, a total of 218,357 students were enrolled in 1,222 private schools nationwide. Excuse me, from preschool to high school. Bong, 218,357 students attended 1,222 private schools nationwide. Excuse me. This is the reason why the world is making fun of us, especially our neighboring country. Neighbors.
Yeah. Oh, Chhyna?
Bong, this is correct, Kalyan. Right now in Cambodia, we have one university called the American University that have affiliated with two American universities here in the United States, the Arizona University and Fort Hays State University in Kansas, Bong.
Thank you, Owen.
Ladies, after the New Khmer Republic takes control of the country, Luc Patin will implement the education reform right away. All the 13,000 plus schools will have to be remodeled and upgraded to the Western standards. School materials, school uniforms, school meals, school buses will be provided to all students. And I am very sure that our school system will be regarded as the best educational system in the region in a very short time, lady.
Yeah, I want to know what else could be done to stimulate the education system. Oh, Kalyan, you don't mind? I know you kind of want to talk.
Yes, okay. Well, I got it. I think my throat got really dried up, but I'm okay now. I drank some water here.
Very hot.
Yeah. Yes. You know what? Our country is very much behind in education, material, and teaching know-how. We need more technical subjects that are in line with the required skill of today's market. Now we are in the fourth generation of the industrial or digital era, or the AI, artificial intelligence era. Like the Arab nation, the United Arab Emirates has 7 American universities, and Qatar has 4 American universities. This is the most effective way to springboard our school system to be competitive in order to produce highly educated youth for the future, Mom.
Thank you, On Kalyan. On Chhyna, you want to have any comment?
Well, like I said, Bong Kalyan is correct, right? Cambodia, we have one university called the American University, right? That have affiliated with 2 American universities here in the United States, and one at Arizona University and Fort Hays, State University. So she's correct, Bong.
Yes, and Chhyna, it is an online study between the 2 countries. And I have seen it as many as 10 Khmer students that graduated this summer from the University of Arizona. They, actually came to the state on the graduation day to pick up their diplomas. And they walked with the rest of the graduate students, with the rest, like hundreds, thousands of them, for the classes of 2022 here in the States. Regardless, American school or the American school system is regarded as one of the best respected education system in the world. And I'd like to share a story with you ladies here. Back in 2008, my husband was approached by the University of Hawaii, Manoa, through their East-West Center program to bring the University of Hawaii program to Cambodia. However, the proposal got canceled due to Governor Abercrombie lost his election. What it is the University of Hawaii Manoa would be a perfect partner of education for Cambodia because of the East-West Center program. This program had produced as many of Hun Sen's high government official already. So he sent those students to study with the program, East-West Center, and went back with the PhD degrees. And there's so many of them the last 15 years. So, you know, they know the university understand how Code Khmer learning ethic is. And at that time, they were thinking about the undergraduate program with special dual arrangements of classes in Hawaii for the latter part of the school before graduation. And this way, the university would be able to generate revenue for the states.
Thank you, Own Kalyan, for those information. Okay, Tevy, what's all your thought about Code Khmer getting a top-notch education system in Cambodia in the future, Khmer?
I mean, Code Khmer like me is craving for the best education, and from what I heard, it's very exciting. I know Khmer will flourish under Paom's His Excellency Professor Dr. Residam leadership.
Thank you, Khmer. With all the planning for reforming this educational system and bringing the foreign university to springboard our youth, what is the plan to give them, job after they graduate?
Bong Chhovy, I'm glad you asked this question. Let me remind everyone out there who is listening to us right now, or will be listening later. We have been saying this since 2018. His Excellency Professor Dr. Residam is a very brilliant man. His political influence is beyond everyone's imagination. His record is impeccable. He is needed by every leader around the globe, including the United States government. His control of the world financial monetary system is the lifetime of the superpower, especially China right now. Do you get the picture? Because he has the leverage. We have leverage. Like you want me to spell it out? ELEVERAGE, leverage. On every nation out there. This means that Local 10 could open any job market for Code Khmer anytime. Our country is going to have more jobs than we will be able to find people to fill. This is the planning that Local 10 puts in place since 2016. His determination is to make Khmer a great nation again. In a few short years, we are going to have high-tech companies in Cambodia, and there will only be a few garment factories for Khmer to sweat off over it, Mom.
Thank you very much, lady. And we have come to end our show again. But before we end, I would like to hear from everyone, including Khmer Tevy, in 1 or 2 sentences about what the future of Code Khmer youth will be like under the leadership of His Excellency Professor Dr. Residam. Khmer Tevy, you go first, and then go on Kalyan, and then of course my dear sister on Chhyna, last one. Khmer Tevy, please.
Naming Chhovy, I am very confident that our nation will prosper like other nations on this earth. Every child will have a chance for good education and be able to study as high in education as they want to study, Nami.
Thank you, Khmer Tevy. Thank you very much. Okay, on Kalyan.
Oh, thank you, Bong, and Khmer Tevy. We are very happy that you're here, and hopefully, we will see you again, talk to you again soon. And for my outlook for our country is very high. Our future generations will be very bright and prosper than ever before, ladies. His Excellency Professor Dr. Residam will not be second in any country, second to any country. And I'm very certain that our education will not be second to anyone. In terms of quality and resources of information and instruction to teach our young generations to come. Singapore and the United Emirates have done it. Their university system is the top notch in England, and the United States. And local team will do the same, even better, ladies. And to, when our youth graduate, their faith will land them with good jobs, with well-paid, and the job will be very certain due to His Excellency Professor Dr. Racy Dam top industrial job placement to meet the economic demands of the Industrial Revolution 4.0, which already secure to bring top world manufacturing arms to Cambodia. And now everyone sees why we always talked about the 209 countries in 9 regions, because Locotian has influence in economy, finance, and political clout. And to sum it up, ladies, we will have the best education. We will have a solid, top-notch economy in ASEAN. All Gold Khmer's future will be bright under the leadership of His Excellency Professor Dr. Racy Dam. Thank you, Bong. Thank you, Locotian.
Thank you, On Kalyan, On Chhyna.
Thank you, Bong Kalyan and Bong Chhovy. I share the same vision with Bong Kalyan as well. Bong Locotian planned his, this for Gold Khmer quite a while, since 2016. His moral compass is very strong and passionate to see Gold Khmer happy, and our nation will be strong again. Everything Bong Kalyan has just mentioned will be a reality in the near future after we liberated the country, Bong. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, lady. And thank you, especially Tevy. We hope to see you again soon. Our show has come to an end now. And we have more to share tonight, but we shall return soon. Again, tonight, I want to reach out to all Gold Khmer near or fall that have been following us and supporting every show and have been making lovely comment. I am very grateful for your support. Send our journey forward to liberate our country is very, very near. Your loyal support means so much to us. Our Lady Viewpoint Group is working very hard to bring awareness to all Gold Khmer worldwide to know the truth. We only share the truth, nothing but the truth. May our Buddha continue to bless all Gold Khmer, especially Locotian, for his love for our country. Again, thank you. On behalf of our SCKHK Khmer Lady Viewpoint, we would like to thank you, His Excellency, Professor Dr. Racy Dam Dapu Soropek, and that means one whole, and all SCKHK member, and of course, last but not least, all our supporters around the globe. As committed, the Supreme Council of Khmer Help Khmer for Rescue will ensure that all the traitors will be brought to justice. If you want to be part of the history, please contact us, Khmer Lady Viewpoint, or you could go to racydam.org. Don't be shy, please, to become SCKHK member. Until we meet again next month, please follow Khmer Politics and the Supreme Council of Khmer Help Khmer for Rescue. Thank you very much and good night, everyone. យើងខ្ញុំទាំងអស់នេះសូមថ្លែងអំណរអគុណដល់អស់លោកស្រីប្រិយមិត្តតែងតែតាមដានកម្មវិធីទស្សនៈស្ត្រីនៃឧត្តមគណៈប្រឹក្សាខ្មែរជួយខ្មែររបស់ជាតិយើងនឹងវិលជួបអស់លោកស្រីសាជាថ្មីនៅពេលលាក្រោយសូមថ្លែងអំណរគុណសាជាថ្មីគោរពនិងជម្រាបលា